Hi guys, so we have the Lions squad out. This is my reaction. I'm very excited. It's just happened, so I'm trying to get this video out as soon as possible. Some surprises, some that weren't surprises. I mean, Alan Wynne-Jones is the captain, so well deserved, but not a surprise. He chatted to the media, they all chatted to the media, but everyone just wanted to know what the squad was. I mean, Alan Wynne-Jones looked like he'd prefer to jump out of a plane without a parachute rather than chat to the media, but that's his style and I like it. But eventually we get to the squad and it's 37 men in the end, not 36, but pretty close, a reduced squad certainly. So I'm going to go through every player, give my reaction, and also in this video, because I'm so excited about this, I'm going to give away 2 Lions training shirts. I'll get to that in the video, and also this evening hopefully I'm going to be linking up with 2 Cents Rugby to have a live chat on YouTube about the Lions draw, so please join us for that. So keep an eye out for that coming up. It will be on both channels, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyway, let's just get straight into it. Front rows, let's put the front rows up. 3 in each position, that's what I predicted, seemed pretty standard. The only real, there's a couple of surprises, I guess. Loose head prop, Mako Vunipola getting in's a little bit fortunate. It looks like he's got in on reputation, what he's done in the past, which is fair enough. I mean, it's Gatland's prerogative. He trusts him. Wynne-Jones and Sutherland were more expected, although some of you are thinking that with Sutherland's injury at the moment, it might cast doubt, but he should be okay and he's in, so well deserved for him. Wynne-Jones, I think, was always going to be in. He didn't go for one of those out-and-out scrummagers as such, you know, a big guy like Healy or Marler. He kind of resisted that, and he went for the guys who thought, you know, probably were the best players all round. With, yeah, Mako maybe the most fortunate out of the lot. I mean, Saracens players didn't lose out here. I think there's like 5 Saracens players in this squad. Is that the first time you have any championship players selected for the Lions, let alone 5? So anyway, that didn't seem to affect them. Hookers, it's the 3 I'd have chosen. Cowan-Dickie, George and Owens. I think you have a balance of everything. I had originally put Turner in straight away after the Six Nations, after such a good Six Nations. But I think, you know, when I revised the squad, I did put George in there. He's so good in the set piece. He really is. Ken Owen, super experienced, great all round. And Cowan-Dickie, your slightly younger, more explosive guy. Love it. That's a good 3 hookers, I think. Into Tighthead, which is a strong area, and certainly Tyke Furlong was always going to be in there, but crikey, I don't think I saw Kyle Sinclair not being in there. That's a tough call. I thought he played really well in the Six Nations. Is it his temperament? I don't know. Is it the fact that, you know, Fagerson was maybe, I don't know, just a bit more impressive to a Gatland? I'm not sure, but Porter is the surprise there. He's versatile. He could play both sides of the scrum, but I don't think they'll need him to. So, you know, why did he get in there? Not sure, to be honest. I mean, he's a great player. But compared to Sinclair, I probably would have gone for Sinclair. But let me know if you agree with that call, that actually Porter over Sinclair, or Francis even, is the best call. So, I'm not saying Porter's fortunate. It's just they've got a lot of strength in that area. On to the second rows. Massive surprise out of the blocks here. Johnny Hill. Wow, he's a good player. He's shown potential with England, but certainly nowhere near the form with England that you'd think would be a Lions player. But what he must have been watching is his form for Exeter. His form for Exeter is outstanding. And I think he's in on his frame, his physicality and his frame. Is he in over James Ryan? I mean, that's a massive shock. I'll come to that in a minute, but he's big, he's tall, possibly a bit rangier than James Ryan. He loves getting physical. I think Gatland likes the way that Exeter play, because of course he's got Sam Simmons. We'll get to that. But that's a shock. I think he's gone for size, physicality, and the form for Exeter, and I think the style Exeter plays is probably going to suit the Lions. So, a surprise. The main thing, James Ryan, he was in my squad. Many of you guys in the comments did say, I'm not sure he's that special, actually. Maybe he's a bit overrated. He's not the best player on the park, or the second row on the park in a lot of games. I don't think he's that bad, but it is a massive slap in the face for James Ryan, essentially, to say Johnny Hill is better than you, or Courtney Laws, he's better. So that's a big blow for James Ryan. Hopefully he can recover and bounce back from that. Atoje, completely expected, class player, concerns about his penalties, we know, but for the Lions he's delivered, and I think he's high quality. More controversial was Courtney Laws. I did have him in my wider 41, but then I cut him as we went down. But he's very experienced, but he didn't play a lot in the Six Nations. He's been injured, but he does give you that, line out option, I guess. Very tall, very rangy, very athletic, and he does give you that big blindside option as well, which I think is part of the reason he got in. Henderson, completely deserved. If it was a choice between Henderson and Ryan, I would have taken Henderson anyway. And then Alun Wyn Jones, he had it all to prove in the Six Nations, and boy, he didn't half prove it. He's a captain, so well deserved, pinnacle of his career. So chuffed for him. On to the back rows. Plenty of excitement in this back row. And, when you look at this back row, it's exciting. That's simply what it is. Only 7 back rows. But all of them can play. Does that mean the Lions are going to play a little bit more rugby than we think? Don't know, because other selections make you think not. Very interesting. But Tom Curry's in, great all-rounder. No space for Underhill. No surprise there, I don't think. Or Billy V. Again, no surprise. We'll come back to Billy V. Tyburn, thank God he's in. Just been unbelievable. He's probably in, looking at the squad, as an out-and-out back row potentially. We've got 5 second rows there, so he's probably not going to be needed to certainly start in the second row, but we'll see. But no Stander. That's a shock for me. So it looks like Tyburn's going as that big 6 option, possibly instead of Stander, but I still think Stander could have pushed in at 8. Big physical guy, Stander, big ball carrier. Is there something around his availability we don't know about? Because he's kind of retiring, but, I was thinking surely he'd be available for the Lions. But anyway, he's gone for, as his 8. Obviously, we've got Faletau down there, who's always going to play. Pure class. But Sam Simmons and Jack Conan, I'll say them in the same breath because they're kind of similar in certain ways. They are X-Factor players. Jack Conan has played for Ireland plenty. We know he can do it on the international stage. He's an all-rounder. He can carry, of course. He's not massive, but he's quick and he's a ball player. Sam Simmons, again, isn't big, but he's absolute box office. And what a slap in the face to Eddie Jones. This is Gatland literally saying, Eddie Jones, you're a bit of an imbecile, aren't you? I mean, that's a bit harsh, but it's like, you're not even picking him for England, but he's 100% good enough to play for the Lions, and I'm not even picking your main 8 in Billy Vunipola. So that says a lot. He's certainly been watching Exeter, Gatland, and Simmons has been on fire for Exeter, but it's still a shock. I didn't think he was going to get in because of the competition around him, but fair play. Gatland doesn't mind being bold. If he thinks he's the best, he's in, and Simmons and Conans are definitely big calls. Gatland, I would say, saying they are special, they are in. And Faletau, Tipperick, absolutely expected, and thank God again, Hamish Watson's in. So excited to see him play. I mean, him, Tipperick, Curry, got such great options there at 7. Then you got your big Tyburn at 6. Is Tom Curry going as a 6 as well? Because I thought we might have Stander in there as a big 6, or is Laws going to play 6? Let me know what you think the combination is there between 6, 7 and 8. That's interesting. Only 7 back rows. We have 3 scrum halves. We thought there'd be 3. Not quite the 3 I'd expect. Conor Murray, yes. Ali Price, yes. Gareth Davis, I didn't think would be in, but many of you guys did pick him. Conor Murray, very solid, coming into form just at the right time, especially because 9 is a slightly weak position for the Lions. If Murray can get in top form, that might mitigate it a bit. Gareth Davis, I didn't pick him not because what he can do, because what he can do is fantastic. His speed, his strength, his speed, his pass. He can make some errors and make some poor decisions and cost teams in games. But Gatland is trusting him, so that's good for him. And Price has been very solid all round for Scotland. Brilliant for him. Another Scot in, which is excellent. And, the mix of the squad, actually, which is very interesting, is there's more English in it than there are Welsh. But then I think there's 8 Irish and Scottish. But in general, it's fairly even, which is cool. I mean, that's kind of what the British and Irish Lions is about, but still more English than any other nation. That's a surprise, so I'm sure you'll have comments about that. Now's a good time, guys, to talk about the giveaway. I'm running it all month. 2 Lions training shirts I'm going to give away. It's not sponsored, I'm just excited, so I'm going to give them away. I follow all the YouTube terms and conditions. All the terms and conditions are in the description below, as is the link to the giveaway. It's all run through gleam.io, so it's all done automatically. I'm not there kind of fiddling anything. And then at the end of the month, I will get the website to pick 2 random winners, and you guys will be posted one of those Lions training shirts in the size and colour you want. They're really cool designs, so it should be really useful, so you can obviously wear them, train in them, just cool things. So that's what I'm going to do. You've got to be 18 to enter. I can only post to the UK and Ireland, I'm afraid, so it's got to be address in there. But yeah, read all the terms and conditions. Put your email address in so I can contact you if you win, and then again all the details are in the description, so get involved in that. Description below, click the link and enter. That would be awesome. Okay, back into it. Fly halves. I think he's taking 2 fly halves, even though he selected Owen Farrell. Look at the numbers. I'm pretty sure Farrell's going as a 12 who can play 10. He's gone for the 2 fly halves I would have gone for in Bigger and Russell. I'm just chuffed he's taken Russell, taken the chance. There's been plenty of articles, plenty of comments from you guys just pointing out that Russell's not perfect. He makes mistakes. You've got to take a chance on him, but what he can do at his best is genius. So Bigger and Russell, 2 contrasting 10s. It's going to be a great battle. What Gatland does, and what all Lions coaches, apart from Clive Woodward, does, is give players chance in the midweek games, or the warm-up games if you like, to get into that test squad. So that battle of styles between Bigger and Russell is going to be absolutely fascinating. How Russell and Owen Farrell get along, will he actually play them together? Stuff like that is just absolutely fascinating. No Sexton. Not a surprise for me. I think he, few too many injuries, and against those 2, it was going to be tough. And no Ford. Again, if it's those 2, tough to break into it. As I thought, only 4 centres. Owen Farrell is one of them. Experience. He can play 10 and 12. Great kicker. Not the most exciting. I hadn't picked him in my squad, but he probably was always going to go. Very useful. If you put him in at 12, you get that extra passing, that extra width, and there is a lot of firepower in the back 3, so they might want to use that width. But then the other 12 is Bundy Aki. I hadn't seen that coming, although many of you in the comments said if you want a physical 12, go to Bundy Aki. I'd gone for Jonathan Davis. I know his form hadn't been great. I'd picked on experience, but many of you guys said no, he's just not playing well enough. Gatland agrees. Tuolangi hasn't played, so he's gone for Aki at 12. So he's kind of gone for a tactical 12 and then a big, tough 12. And it looks like Henshaw is going as a 13 largely. No Slade, no Ringrose. I'm surprised that none of those 2 are in. I was expecting 1 to be in. So that's tough on those guys because I think they deserve to be in. They should be on the call-up list, hopefully. But you've got 2 tough 13s. Henshaw is very physical. They're both quick. They're both good attackers, but they're particularly good defenders in that 13 channel. So it looks like that's a midfield to almost counter the threat of the South African midfield. And that's a compliment. Then in the back 3, Elliot Daly. That's a surprise. He actually had a pretty good Six Nations. Apart from a couple of really poor tackles, but skills-wise, he certainly bounced back. He's got great skills, great pass, long goal kicking. Could that have edged it for him? Plus, Gatland knows he can deliver in big games, but still a surprise. Elliot Daly, let me know if you agree. Anthony Watson, everyone had picked him. I'd picked him. That's no surprise. No room for the other Englishman, Johnny May. I didn't think he was going to get in, but still tough on him. Big Dwayne van der Merwe. In fact, what's great is we get our 2 kind of flair wingers, if you like. The inexperienced guys. Van der Merwe's a bit older, but he's only just started playing international rugby, as has Lewis Rees-Zammit, but they're both in. The power of Van der Merwe, the pace of Rees-Zammit. Neither are perfect. Many pointed out that Rees-Zammit has made mistakes, but he's going for it. He's taken the 7 back 3, which lets him take a bit more flair in there, a bit of more of a risk, so I love that. super reliable Josh Adams, who's worked so hard over the years, just been very, very reliable, try-scoring machine. Liam Williams and Stuart Hogg as the fullbacks. It's an exciting back three. I think the midfield is more solid, and then he's gone for more excitement in the back three. And again, you know, the second rows are a bit more solid, and then he's gone for more excitement in the back row. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this team plays. I'm certainly going to come back with other videos and put out possible teams and combinations and things like that. But that's my initial reaction. Let me know what you think. Enter the giveaway below to win one of 2 Lions training shirts, and please stay tuned this evening. Hopefully I'll get online and get a live YouTube chat with 2 Cents Rugby to talk about this, because it's been fascinating. Anyway guys, great stuff, and I will catch you next time.